Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something that I've never tried before. I am going to attempt my first ever 24-hour reading challenge. I will say I don't think I will be doing this 24 hours straight because I have a sleep schedule and a mental health to take care of, but I will take you along this journey and see how many books on my TBR we can kind of knock off. I have a couple that I've kind of keeping in my head as a TBR for this video. I'm about halfway through Kingdom of Ash, so I'd love to finish that within the next 24 hours. I also have Sally Rooney's Beautiful World, Where Are You? I've been seeing this book everywhere and it's pretty short. It's about 300 pages. I think this would be a great one to kind of jump into tonight. Following that, I have two other books that I would like to kind of jump into. That being said, I am a mood reader, so these may or may not happen. There may be something in place of it, if not these ones. However, I have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which is the internet's favorite book, and I want to know what the hype is about. And also Everyone on This Train is a Suspect, who is the same author that wrote Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. So yeah, let's see how many of these books we can get through and maybe even find another 5-star book in here. Hopefully. So I've only read like 3 chapters of this book so far, and I'm enjoying it so far. There's not much, obviously, that I can speak on. However, I must say, when the characters are talking, they don't put quotation marks around it, which doesn't matter, but also it just kind of bugs me because sometimes if I am just like either really into the story or the exact opposite and I'm just trying to like skip to what I need to know, I'll just jump to each like bit of dialogue. And by taking away the quotation marks, I can't do that. I have to read every single word. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It's a little bit nitpicky, I guess, for me to complain about that, but I just like when it's nice and clear, easy, fast-paced read. Thought I'd come on and give you a little update. I am about halfway through this book, just over halfway, chapter 18, page 182. I must say the first 100 pages of this were really confusing to me. However, I am really enjoying this story now. It's kind of a funny one. I feel like this is one of those books that you're not really reading quite for the plot, more so for the things you can kind of pull out of it. Bit of a dual POV as well. We get to see from Alice and Eileen, who are best friends, but they don't live in the same place anymore. However, they keep up over email. So we are kind of seeing like a bit of this scene, and then we get to read how they are describing their experiences and just other like life outlooks, I guess, to each other. I am really glad I picked up this book because I have some people in mind that might enjoy it, but also just to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit and read something of a different style. Now that I've understood the writing style, it's also going by a lot faster now. Again, it's just like a little bit of a switch that you have to kind of figure out, but if you can get over that, then I think this is a really beautiful story so far. So I've been reading for exactly 3.5 hours. I'm gonna just keep working my way through this book, and I'll be back with another update. Just finished Beautiful World, Where Are You? I'm gonna have to sit with it for a little bit. I don't think my opinions are gonna change too drastically on it. However, I think we're gonna have to revisit this in the morning. It's been a little while since I checked in. I have been keeping up with the timer. I had to reset it once at roughly the 16-hour mark, so I didn't know exactly what it was at, so I put it back to 16 hours and 20 minutes, I believe. But since then, I've read about 6 more hours, so that makes us at just about the 10-hour mark there. Just a little recap, I have finished Sally Rooney, Beautiful World, Where Are You? And Benjamin Stevenson's Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. I will give my thoughts on both of these books at the end. Since I only have about 10 hours left, I think that might be enough to get through one other smaller size book and hopefully make a little bit of progress on Kingdom of Ash. That being said, I actually just got in from going out for coffee with one of my friends who is also a very avid reader. She's definitely more into like the romance, dark romance kind of stuff, which I haven't had too much experience reading. However, she ended up buying this book and I just kind of like took a peek at it and I thought I might as well give it a shot, especially while she's reading it too. So I picked up Brynne Weaver's Butcher and Blackbird. I haven't really heard much about this book. It's definitely not something I would pick up on my own without like someone else's recommendation. However, I did just look at the trigger warnings and I think I am in for a very different reading experience than what I'm used to, which is totally fine. Every once in a while, I feel like it's important to kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone and read something that you typically wouldn't pick. So I think for the rest of the day, I'm going to start this and hopefully make some good progress on it. It's only about 300 pages or so, roughly like 330, 350. So hopefully I can kind of get through this in maybe 6 hours and then dedicate 4 hours to trying to finish up Kingdom of Ash. I am still really enjoying that book, but I don't know, I'm just in such a slump about it and I don't want to use the rest of my 10 hours just to read the last 10 hours of that book because I think that's how much I actually have left. Really, that's what I should be reading. But instead, I am going to give this a shot and I will update you in a little bit. This book has a playlist. I never look up the playlist. However, that is so fun. And if you're someone that does like a playlist in a book, this one does have it. So just putting that in there. It has a long playlist, holy. It has like a breakdown of songs chapter by chapter, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen it like that before. So I've been reading for about an hour and a half. I'm on page 137. And I have to say it's different than I initially went into thinking it was going to be in a good way. There has been some stuff that's like a little weird, a little outside of my comfort zone. But for a lot of it, it's just kind of like a typical romance. Will they, won't they, he falls first kind of thing. I didn't think I would go into this really rooting for the couple, but I kind of think I am. I don't know, this is a lot gentler than the trigger warnings kind of prepare you to be, which is great. I think that's a positive thing. However, there are some kind of icky stuff, a little aggressive stuff, but it is a super fast read. Usually it takes me a second to really get invested into the story. However, with this one, I would have to say by like page like 30, I was kind of hooked. I didn't know what to expect from this. I also accidentally canceled my timer, which I don't know how people do this. I keep accidentally like canceling it instead of pausing it, but I have 8.5 hours left. And if this book kind of keeps its pace up, I think maybe I can squeeze in a little bit more of another book into this video. We'll see what happens, but so far it's going by really fast, so we will see. Hour and a half, 137 pages, so it's pretty good. So I ended up finishing Butcher and Blackbird last night. I kind of flew through it. It's been a hot minute since I read like kind of a fluffier romance kind of thing. I don't even know what I would classify this as. It was kind of, I guess I would describe it as like jumpy. It like jumped genres a lot. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm gonna do a better in-depth review of all the books I've read so far at the end of this video. However, I did eat it up. It took me about 3.5 hours. It's about 350 pages. Which is really fast for me. Like I said, the writing was really easy, so I feel like I didn't need to like go word by word. I could kind of like skim, gather just kind of jump to dialogue, which I have a tendency of doing with books, is just finding the next like important thing of what they're saying. So this was good though. I did really enjoy it, but I still have like kind of an awkward amount of time left on my timer now. I have 6.5 hours. As you can see, I also accidentally canceled the timer again, so I had to completely restart with another one, but I think I got everything right. I reset it to 9 hours and 56 minutes, so hopefully that was right. And now I have 6.5 left. I have about 2 hours left of my audiobook, so I think I'm going to start editing another video and kind of listen to that, and I will check back in a little bit.